Drunken Peasants Podcast.
I gotta get a witness. No!
Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man.
I don't have facts to back this up.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
That's true. Sometimes I cry.
Oh!
Lick my butthole, he laughed.
From the strangest corners of the internet, here to bring you opinions of the world from an altered perspective. Here are your hosts, the Drunken Peasants.
Fuck it.
Doing it live. Hi, everybody. We're doing it live. Doing it live. Please like the stream. Make sure you're still subscribed. Let's talk about something that I heard about earlier today. Whoa.
Joe Rogan's podcast vanishes briefly from Spotify.
Briefly from Spotify.
You think somebody inside Spotify was trying to make a statement and go doing their own little January 6th?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what it says.
Joe Rogan's podcast abruptly vanished from Spotify on Friday, but it reappeared within minutes. Couldn't find that podcast, read a message on the Spotify page for the Joe Rogan Experience shortly after 12 p.m. Search for something else. The brief disappearance raised eyebrows since it came as Rogan has finally taken flack for hosting guests with sometimes controversial opinions on vaccines and political issues, but a Spotify spokesperson said it was simply a technical malfunction. It's a technical issue affecting a number of our shows and should be resolved soon, the spokesperson told
Lies!
the Post. Lies!
Lies!
Slander!
They thought we wouldn't notice.
They're trying to mute the fact that Joe Rogan does weed.
Yes.
The podcast appeared to be inaccessible for about 20 minutes. Neil Young recently pulled his music off Spotify in protest of Rogan. Spotify paid Rogan at least $200 million to exclusively host his podcast, according to the New York Times. It's a good chunk of cash.
Yeah, I mean, is this clickbait?
I mean,
did we just use clickbait?
I think we used clickbait.
Did we use clickbait?
I think so.
Did we do a clickbait?
By the way, you guys can send your clickbats to Drunken Peasants.
Yeah, attention bats tokens.
Basically, your attention's taken. The bats.
Yeah, so everyone give the stream a like, please. And also, tonight, we are going to be doing a deep dive on KingCobraJFS on our Patreon exclusive private show. You could sign up, link in the description, patreon.com/DP. We will be taking a crazy deep dive into KingCobraJFS.
Yeah, there's some.
I was going to say JF, but then I was like, you know.
JF, JFS, or Jeff doing JF.
Jeff doing JF is my favorite. JF.
When we get Jeff here for episode 1000, can we get him full body makeup to make him look like JF Garrity in person? I wonder how much makeup that would take. I'm going to the costume store. I'm going to find a JF Garrity makeup kit.
Do they have those?
I don't know. I don't know.
Lick the legs.
Well, what would you have to do to make a JF character makeup facial kit? You need like the little beard, the sloped forehead. Is it racist for me to say that?
Yes.
It sounds racist whenever I talk about people's facial
It sounds
features.
right. You should have just stopped at it sounds racist whenever I talk.
Chet Lemon says King Cobra JFS. The JFS stands for just for spec. That's impressive.
Everyone like the stream and go to Patreon. Patreon.com/DP. Sign up. We'll give you a shout out if you sign up $5 or above. Because we'll get alerted and shit. We're gonna watch all kinds of shit tonight.
Yeah, we got a whole bunch of good stuff lined up. I'm really actually excited for it. Stuff I haven't seen yet.
Lots of old stuff too, from when he's hardly recognizable 10 years ago.
He's a little baby.
He's not though. He's like 20.
Yeah, but that's basically a baby.
He looks
stoner
so
time.
different.
Yeah, like
Someone said, "Why are dislikes disabled? Do you not use YouTube?"
you can still dislike. You just don't show them.
Yeah. What?
Yeah. Some
Are
people,
you new here?
Like, why do we have to see your dislike? Like, that's the question.
Well, I didn't have a problem with being able to see them, but YouTube took that away. Now you cannot see them.
You could still like if you were you only disliking so people could see the dislikes. That seems petty. That seems super
first
petty.
of all, the first part of their username is lolly. So
Hot. I love lollipops.
yeah, I don't think that's that.
You don't think it has to do with lollipops?
No, I don't think so.
Huh.
Yeah.
Like a good CBD lollipop.
Stop.
I had a good
filth epic drink combos. How can you hate him?
poop.
Poot.
Good call, Rat Lord Alcaraz.
I don't. He's one of the more likable people that we watch on the show. He lacks a great amount of self-awareness, but it's charming. It's not always a bad thing to lack self-awareness.
He's a superhero.
Yeah.
And I love my superheroes. I went and saw another movie last night so I could add to my movie list. I saw Uncharted, starring Spider-Man and Marky Mark. It was cute. It's based on a video game, I guess. I never actually played the video game.
I've played Uncharted before.
I just I think I knew it was on a video game, but then when the show started, they had like PlayStation in the beginning of the movie. They were slanging off PlayStation. I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, Jellybean's pointing out the fact that I'm a director. So I appreciate you acknowledging my vast
I became
work.
a $5 patron, but it didn't show.
What? What?
Yeah, you know what? I wonder if our integration is messed up or something. I'll look directly at Patreon.
It's about damn time we figure this out.
Yeah, something. It's always weird with the way those integrate with each other.
Because if a simp named Slickback became a $5 patron, I want the
do
world to
see
know
it.
about it.
I do see it.
Oh.
A pimp named Slickback. Yes.
Do 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 do. I've been really sore for like 4 days straight.
What'd you do?
I don't know. I just feel sore. I wonder if someone like hit me with a truck when I was asleep.
Normally you stay asleep when that happens.
They knock you out. Or you go into a coma.
Or you die.
Yeah, that happens too.
Yeah.
I saw a kid get hit by a car at my bus stop when I was in, I think, 5th grade.
I've been hit by a car.
Yeah, I heard it hurts. The kid got hit by a car and his shoe flew like 40 feet up in the air, like fell off his foot.
I've heard it hurts.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Well, I haven't been hit by a car.
Yeah, I saw a guy hit by a car. I heard it hurts.
I can't believe you're being an ableist. You're making fun of my stemming.
Oh my God.
This is my stemming because I have ADHD.
I guess it is. Get it treated.
That
and
you
I'll
can't
stop making fun of you.
You can't tell somebody to get
You
it
better
treated.
get
That's
it fucking
ableist.
treated.
That's ableist.
What's up with the shoes flying? I don't know. I don't know how we got here. I don't know how we got here.
His name was Scotty, and he got hit by a car, and his shoe flew like 40 feet up in the air.
Sure.
And then he had
anything would.
Yeah, and then,
people's clothes have flown off when they got hit hard enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we had to ride the short bus into school because our bus couldn't leave because it was part of the accident.
I heard a story where someone burned to death, and I heard burning to death hurts.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I heard that when you burn to death, that you actually suffocate before you burn to death.
It hurts.
A lot of times you suffocate because it sucks all the oxygen out of your body. There's a whole lot that goes on when you burn to death. There's a whole lot of extra going on when you burn to death. It's scary. Like, the last thing I want to do is die, but like there's so many variables of how I die that I would like not want.
That's true for everyone.
Beyond death.
There's so many variables on how anyone.
Like I was thinking how how I always be fatting around.
Sure, that could have something to do with it, or it could have absolutely nothing to do with it.
Like if I was at the zoo and I seen like a big yummy steak, and I was like, "Oh, that's a yummy steak," and I would crawl over a fence to get it. Yeah, and it was like a steak meant for a lion, and then I got mauled by a lion.
They don't do that.
Like I don't know. I guess I didn't think that far ahead. I just was thinking about the steak and how lions eat steaks.
Not normally. They don't normally feed lions steaks in a zoo.
Yeah.
They have like veterinarians that make a diet for them to eat. Usually it's just like dead animals and shit that they feed them with.
Like animals that die at the zoo and they give them their carcasses?
No. Like animals they buy the meat from.
So I guess I don't have to worry too much about that. But I probably still would like do something dumb and end up in a lion cage and then have a lion maul me. I would hate that. That would suck. That'd be a bad way to die. But I think maybe a lion mauling me would be better than burning to death.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Do you ever think about what the most regrettable form of death might be?
No, I don't. I do not.
100K to punch your grandma or $5 million to take a punch from Mike Tyson in his prime? Oh, $5 million. Easy $5 million.
To punch your grandma?
No, to take $5 million was to take a punch from Mike Tyson in his prime.
Thanks for all the good times. Been watching for years, and I always come back.
Thank you. Welcome back.
You.
Please become a patron, too. I appreciate the $20. Please become a patron. We need more patrons.
Well,
this is like we're sending out a fucking SOS right now. More patrons, because a lot of people have fallen on hard times. And the Patreon has taken a dive.
Tonight is our Patreon private show. So
that's
if you
what
sign
we're
up
about
right
to
now
do.
for $5, you're gonna hang out with us all night long.
All night long.
Like this free show, it's pretty chill. We talk about Joe Rogan and the basic attention taken, and we talk about like glorious ways to die versus less glorious ways to die.
You all end up the same way. It doesn't matter. Some are more painful than others, but it's all the ultimate result is the same.
Yeah. I would like to fantasize about how I get there, though.
Like be anything.
Ultimately, I would love to be like 90 years old getting a BJ from like a hot model, and then my heart gives out, and I'm like, oh no. 80-year-old man dies with his mouth in a hot model, or his peanut in a hot model's mouth. Something like that. That'd be like if I could pick my death.
80 or 90, because there's a big difference.
80?
You said 90 the first time, and then now you just said 80.
The same thing.
It's not the same thing. Every decade you get like after 60 is like drastically different.
Yeah, but I think every decade after 60 is pretty much like you're old, right? 60 is pretty old.
There's a difference between being 60 and 90. There's a huge difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why, but there's not a huge difference between 80 and 90.
There's a bigger difference between 80 and 90 than there is between 70 and 80. Because you age like more rapidly. When you get up to that
I think that's
level,
arguable.
Okay.
I think if we picked like a bunch of 70-year-old
you think
female actresses
arguable.
And then put them up against 80-year-old female actresses and then 80 versus 90, I think we're going to see.
Actresses?
Because there are people who keep their appearance like presentable, you know?
Like
Juba
Billy
P
the
coming
Fridge,
through with the
the actor?
Patreon. Yeah, actor-director Billy the Fridge. Actor, director, resident genius, philanthropist Billy the Fridge.
Okay.
Magic the Gathering stud Billy the Fridge. All these cool names.
So we got a simp named Slickback. We've got Charlie Bean. We've got what is it? Is it Juma P or is it Huma P?
It's Juma P.
Juma P?
Why would it be Huma?
I don't know. Maybe it could all in some languages a J is also a Y sound.
Yuma? I would think Yuma before
Yuma
Huma.
P.
I would think Yuma would be more likely with the AH at
In
the end.
Spanish, the double L makes the Y sound
Yeah.
a lot of times, and the J makes the H sound. But like in like Slavic countries, usually the J is like a Y sound.
As far as I know, with the J sound, you're not going to see the J sound sounded out if it ends with an AH.
Interesting.
I don't think you're going to see that. Maybe I'm wrong. Alfred E. Nigma?
Oh my God.
Alfred E. Newman.
Yeah, like the people who lived in Yugoslavia spelled Yugoslavia with a J. Unless they spelled it with the weird Cyrillic version of a J.
The Juegoslavs?
Yeah. Oh, maybe it's just a J. No, it's a J either way. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, it's Juma. I knew it was
J
Juma.
J is the same in Cyrillic and in
Ayo.
That's crazy.
There's a good chance that King Cobra is going to lose his end his streak.
To Egghead?
No, I think that girl from IRL.
Oh, you mean like
Gucci's.
Oh.
Yeah. I think Gucci's might end the streak.
They're going to fall in love.
I hope so. All I ever wanted was happiness for everybody on earth. The problem is some people's happiness is impossible to obtain, or it infringes on the happiness of others. And that's why we have to sometimes help people find their happiness that contributes to the greater good. But not a lot of people think about the greater good. They think of self. We're very selfish creatures, the human beings. We're not like the swans. The swans lack selfishness.
Beautiful swans.
The beautiful swans.
Not ugly ducklings, but beautiful swans.
It's true.
It's true.
The ugly duckling turned out to be a swan. That's why it was ugly.
Yeah, I know.
Swans are beautiful.
Ducks are not so bad. You know what, though? Duck meat is one of the fattiest types of bird meat you can get. It's crazy. Have you ever had like traditional Chinese duck skin? You ever had like where they serve it with the Chinese pancakes?
I've had the duck with the skin and the pancake.
Yeah, the little I can't remember what they're called. It's a type of Chinese pancake.
Yeah, I've had that.
It's very good.
I wasn't a huge fan.
Really? It's so fatty. Like just the duck skin and the little pieces of meat are so fatty. And I use duck fat to cook a lot of things like grilling. I'll grill a steak in duck fat. Because you can buy it like in a jar. It doesn't even, like, after you open it, it has to be refrigerated. But in the fucking jar, it can, if it's unopened, it can stay out. It's crazy.
I grilled pork chops last night, and I didn't put anything on the grill to grill them. I don't know if I was doing it wrong, but they cooked, so I'm like, whatever. It's food, eat it. I cooked it with vegetables and stuff.
Vegetables?
Vegetables. I made asparagus and bell peppers and onion and spinach.
So if you grill, let's say we get a good like medium fire going. How long, let's say you have like a 10-ounce filet. How long does that stay? How long do you cook each side?
I don't do it by time. I just
do
look
it by
at
appearance?
it. I just look at it. I look
and then do you let it rest afterwards for a good like 5 to 10?
You're supposed to, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just asking what you do.
Yeah, I don't usually cook on a grill that often. So when I do, I just put it on the grill. I wait till I see the cooking part go about halfway up the steak itself, and then I flip it, and then I let it cook until it goes all the way up through. And
Sometimes
then
I'll do
sit
this.
it.
Sometimes I'll do the sides a little bit too.
I always do the sides afterwards.
Like
I
I'll
singe 'em.
roll the sides.
Sometimes I'll
Do each flat side and then like roll it.
I'll
around.
balance the sides up so they're sticking up. Like I've cooked like 4 steaks before, and they were all balanced up on stacked
Do you mean
against each other.
forever, or do you mean like
I cooked 4 steaks.
ever?
No, at once.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm
So
like,
then I put them up on their sides, like when you put books on a shelf.
yeah.
And then they lay up against each other on their sides. Clark Rice coming in, 109.20. That's a
what
good
we
year
need.
right there.
That is what we need.
That's a year at $10.
That is.
Get 'em.
Thank you so much. You're gonna get so much extra shit because of that. And let's talk about the Motherload right quick. The Motherload is our $50 Patreon and above level, and it gets you all sorts of perks.
You could get this shirt at the $50 level. You could buy it 2 sizes too small and cut the belly off of it and have a sick
Where
little
does a baby doll
have a
tee?
sick little baby doll tee.
Yeah.
Your little dumpster.
I gotta
dumpster
see
Bob
that
baby doll tee.
midriff.
Let me see that belly.
Sweet boys.
Let me see them baby doll bellies.
It's so funny because we have this screen set up, and when we talk to each other and we're actually looking at each other, it looks like we're looking away from each other on the screen.
Yeah, we were gonna change the direction of the cameras, but my mic hangs out this way.
My mic does too, though.
Yeah, that's true. I guess if it comes out of the chat, it doesn't look that weird. If you can line it up with the chat, you could switch it over.
Do you want to switch it? Let's
try.
Let's try. Well, you guys won't see me switching it until after it's finished. Let me try this out really quick here. Let's do.
It might be the smartest thing ever. Billy eats no less than 4 steaks. I don't know. I had a whole bunch of steak that I had thawing, and I cooked it all at once so that I would have access to the steaks throughout the week, and I'd only have to cook once. I thought I was being smart.
Let's see how this looks here. Kapow!
Boom.
And now when we look at each other, we're looking. We're looking at each other.
Yeah.
We're fucking looking.
That's impressive. How
The magic of television.
the technology is
It's
through
our
the roof
looking.
here.
It's called the looking at each other technology.
A lot of people thought that we weren't looking at each other when we were looking at each other.
We are.
Because
We're
like, why are
right
they
there.
ignoring each other?
Yeah.
But we were really looking at each other. Now they
we're
know.
looking at each other.
Now we're back on top, baby. You can't stop. See, I was worried that this mic would be out of nowhere, but it comes out of the chat.
Yep.
So it's perfect. This is perfection now.
Perfection.
All these times that we were not looking at each other, we
could have been looking at each
we
other.
probably triggered so many of our fans.
Because we were like, hey.
Yeah. And they're like, why are they looking away from each other? This is a
Hey,
show
buddy.
that should be conducting a conversation like human beings. But now we are.
Yeah.
My soul is Waluigi. I heard that Waluigi was an early character in Nintendo before there was part of the Plinko machines or whatever they made way back in Japan back in the day. I don't know if that's.
I don't think that's true, but I'm open to.
When I looked that up last night, it was there, but I didn't cross-reference it, so I don't know if someone was trolling with that.
Because what is the character? I mean, like, is Waluigi based on the character Luigi that they created because of Mario? I mean,
I'm not sure.
Mario was their landlord at their first location in the Seattle area. They actually named the character Mario after a real person that owned the building that they had the original Nintendo offices in.
Was he an Italian guy?
Yep, named Mario. Yeah.
And they just made the thing after the landlord?
Yep.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if that guy ever got any more money from them, or if they were just like,
I have no idea.
that's funny. That shit right there, that's just funny. Waluigi is Luigi's
Yeah,
answer
that's
to
what I
Mario's
thought.
Wario. That's what I thought too. But when I looked it up, they said that Waluigi was like an original character that was around way back in the day, but I don't know.
Damn, dude, you're just spreading misinformation.
I like to spread
I
misinformation.
know, like, damn. Spreading
Wow.
misinformation.
Well, to be honest, I'd have to look up what I was looking at the other day that read that out, because I'm pretty sure it was on a Wikipedia page and anybody can change those.
Of course.
So it might have just been somebody.
I remember
fucking with
back
me.
when George Bush was president, someone wrote on Wikipedia that George Bush had been murdered or something at one point.
Remember when Benoit did his thing with his wife and kid, and they announced Nancy Benoit's death the Friday before we learned about what had happened?
Yes!
Jacob Wilbur. Jacob Wilbur, you're back on the Scream Team. Ah! Should we start that when someone becomes a patron? We call it the Scream Team. And
Is
you
it
and I
like
scream?
it's like Pee-wee's Playhouse secret word?
Like, you're back on the Scream Team. Ah!
It's better than the Cream Team. I promise you that.
What would we do if there was the Cream Team? You're back on the Cream Team.
So this shirt is absolutely gorgeous, and there's a new one. I mean, like, basically, I just sent out the first wave just before we started this month. Just a $50 page per year.
It's $50 per month. It's
Per
the
month to
mother
get a
load.
new. But if you do it for a whole year, or if you
Yeah.
do it for like. So it's $50 per month, and you get a shirt every month, and you get all the other shit.
Yeah, like a lot of people go out and buy T-shirts every month to like just wear T-shirts. Why not wear one that has a creepy image on it?
And you can drop in and out to like, you know, if you don't like the shirt. I mean, basically, it costs a good amount of money to ship the shirts, so it's give and take there. I had to put it at the $50 amount to include a shirt, and you know, you get all the other stuff included with that, so you actually get something tangible with your patronage.
Tangible.
The price of everything has gone up.
Yeah. One of the worst things about the price of everything going up is that I want to buy everything, and I can't afford to.
Is that I
do. I want to buy everything, and I can't afford it.
Yeah. Fuck, dude.
Somebody said last night, if you haven't gotten a 10% raise in the last year, it's like you're making 10% less. And I haven't got a 10% raise since 1992. So
Oh my God.
I'm physically, I need to go back to the 90s, is what I'm saying.
Gotta get back in time.
Gotta go back to the 90s. The 90s were chill, but that's probably because I didn't pay for anything because I was a little kid.
Everyone sees the pass through rose-colored glasses, and they were like, "Oh, the good old days. It was good in the good old days." You know, like for my grandparents, it was like the 30s and 40s. You know, and for my parents, it was the 70s and 80s, and for us, it's the 90s and like early 2000s. And everyone does that.
But I'm pretty sure the 90s were like objectively.
Not opinions are not objective; they're always subjective.
I think like if you look on paper though, it's not an opinion. Like the 90s, we had the big tech boom. We had
there was an industrial revolution.
We
There
had-
was like the post-war boom, like the baby boom, where like everyone, like the wife didn't have to work because the husband made all the money, like enough money to support a whole family, and they had like a 2-car garage and like a 3-bedroom house. Everyone actually owned their houses and weren't like taking out huge mortgages for them.
people owned houses back in the 90s still. But then the Dark Ages happened. There was 9 towers with 11 airplanes. And they tore down the 2008 housing market. They flew their premiums into our bank accounts.
Is this like a slam poem
Yeah.
right now? Like what?
Yeah, I want to do one of those lesbian slam poetry nights. Or feminist slam poetry nights. That's what it's called. Feminist. We haven't. Is there any more? Is there any more feminist slam poetry out there? Is there any more?
Yeah, I just stopped doing it. I like lesbian slam poetry. Yeah. What's that venue in Portland called?
Which one?
The one where the woman, the bartender, thought you were a lesbian.
That was at Dante's. And I'm not sure if she thought I was a lesbian.
Dante's. Yeah, it has the big "Keep Portland Weird" sign.
Yeah, I
on the
just
outside.
done a rap set there. It was very good. the beautiful waitress came up to me and she was like overly gushing about how good I was. And it was loud, but I'm pretty sure like she was like all the flirtations. And I'm pretty sure she said, you're the dopest lesbian rapper I've ever seen. But it was loud and I should have played it up. I should have been like, oh, thank you, baby. And like a better version of me, like me now, would have played it up. Because I know now that like you could have
a dick
and still like identify as a lesbian. So I would have like with how beautiful she was, I would have just been like, let her think like, yeah, you're right. But I was a little
oh my
I was like,
God.
I don't know if I heard that right, and I backed off. And I shouldn't have. Because I should have just been like, oh, you know it, baby. And then I put my arm around her. I put my arm around her and I'd be like, you know, us lesbians have the highest case of domestic abuse. And then she'd be like, what? And I'd be like, yeah, so beat the shit out of me. Because I don't know other ways. I don't know other things about being a lesbian. I can identify with the domestic abuse part of being a lesbian.
You always take it to a very dark place.
Do I?
Yes.
Huh. Impressive.
Yes.
Chaotic Dragon says, yes, ma'am, I'm a lesbian. Let's scissor. Please don't talk about scissors. When it comes to being the lesbian with a peenie, you don't want to have scissors involved.
Yeah, it's like fucking Arn Anderson and Sid Vicious, only dicks get cut off.
That scares me. But that night was actually pretty crazy because I was doing like the freak show as well. Like they had all the freaks out. And there was I can't remember, I think the guy's name was Tails, and Tails whipped his dick out on stage because the laws were different in Portland.
Did he have two?
No, he had one dick, but
I
think
like Sonic's.
His name might not have been Tails. I feel bad I don't remember it. But he whipped his dick out on stage and they lit firecrackers off on his bare dick. And then my friend Noel, who made my jacket with my friend Squirrel, Noel and Squirrel were there, and Noel wanted me to hang him from the ceiling.
Can I tell you about something? Because you know I hung out with the BME crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard of a guy named Mr. Lifto?
No.
I can't play him on the show, but you should look him up and watch. We could probably watch him on a private show because it's not like porn. It's like a freak show thing. But he would tie he had like a big through the head Prince Albert penis piercing, and he would tie like cinder blocks to the shit. Like he would lift, and his dick would stretch like so long. It was insane. He used to. You ever heard of the Jim Rose Circus?
Yeah, a lot of these guys worked with them too.
Yeah. Mr. Lifto's like old school, probably like original group of Jim Rose Circus. I knew a lot of those guys, like the Enigma. You ever see the guys like tattooed like a puzzle, like a bunch of all of his skin is tattooed like puzzle pieces.
Yeah, I think I'm familiar with that guy.
There was the Lizard Man. I knew that guy too.
Yeah, that guy was creepy.
Yeah.
My friend Noel that night had me hang him from the ceiling. He thought it would be like a really good trick. He just had like the rope around his neck and he was like, just hoist me up and hang me. I got him up for like 10 seconds and he tapped out. I don't know what his idea was, but he thought it was going to be like a really good trick.
Who were the guys you did the Jake show with? Those were some freak show
Lurch,
guys.
Yeah, those were different freak show guys. They were part of Reckless Freaks. And DNAS was Noel and Squirrel's freak show. But Reckless, that was my big, tall friend, Ben. Very tall guy. But even I think Lurch is even taller than him. Lurch and Ben are tall guys.
The Lizard Man, his name's Eric, did one of the best tricks I've ever seen. Because he had pounded so many nails through his nasal cavity. His nasal cavity was huge. Because he used to do like the thing where you pound like the super long nails all the way in there. And he would do this thing where he would take a brand new condom and take it right out of the package and put it in his mouth and like work it up and then like inflate it out of his nose.
Yeah,
like
that was a trick that these guys would do too.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I love that shit.
There was this girl. I can't remember her stage name. I don't want to say her real name.
Would they breathe fire too?
Oh, they would always breathe fire. They would always do like they'd have the bras made out of metal.
Yeah,
they'd put the grinders.
Yeah,
and just grind sparks off their titties.
Yep.
But There's one girl was a sword swallower, and she could swallow
I've
these
seen
big
that
long
shit.
swords. I was pretty impressed with that.
Fire hula hoops. You
Yeah,
seen that shit?
yeah, it was good stuff. There was a lot of sky dancers, and we had the Super Geek League was one of the bands out here, and they were a mixture between like circus, punk, afro, like all types of different music, amalgamated with circus and space and freak show shit. It was pretty cool. I do shows with them a lot too. They were a lot of fun.
I found. Let's see.
Chaotic Dragon says, the life of a freak show performer sounds less than great.
Here you go.
Isn't it great though? You get paid just to be a fucking freak.
Help my nose. I have a mic stand to get there with me.
I don't know the music, so I'm gonna turn it down. But
I mean, you're not gonna miss out enough much by having this muted.
yeah.
Not a lot of sounds that come out of him horking a fucking condom out his mouth through his nose. He's got to finger it. Nasty.
All of his teeth are filed into points too.
Yeah. I don't know. Like
They work it up back behind their nose.
yeah. It's a weird trick.
Yeah.
So he gets his lungs filled, closes his
Yeah.
mouth, and blows the
It's
bitch up out his
beautiful.
nose.
It's fucking great. I love it.
He looks unhappy right now.
Maybe it's uncomfortable.
Probably is,
There's
right?
probably a choking risk too up there. Like it's up back there, like further back than it should be.
Is he pulling out the nose too?
Yeah.
Sploop. Imagine if LeBron James did that trick and all the girls that he uses condom on, because like NBA players always have to like hide their condoms from the girls because the girls want their babies. So they steal their cum. So like destroy the condoms. What if after LeBron James did a girl, he took the condom out and did that same exact trick through his nose in front of her just so she couldn't steal his cummies?
Yeah.
That's a funny idea. I'm going to put that in the movie I'm writing.
You're writing a movie.
Yeah. After everybody mocked me for being a director, I decided
You're not a director though.
I will be, and I
Okay,
am.
okay.
And I am.
When you are, I'll be like, Billy is a director.
Well,
so we
I'm gonna
have
the funniest movie of all time.
We have a simp named Slickback. We've got Charlie Bean. We've got Juma P. We got Clark Rice, and we've got Jacob Wilbur tonight signing up. And we've still got a little bit of time before we're gonna go start the show.
If anybody else wants to join
Sign
the
up.
Scream
Don't
team,
miss the beginning. Yeah, let's. You know what? Honestly, we could really use the support right now, especially on Patreon. And that's part of the reason why we do these shows here on the main channel. Is because the Patreon, like the show doesn't exist without the Patreon. So now, and especially now, like a lot of people are having, like even like people have been around for years. They fell on hard times. They can't really do as much as they used to, and everything costs more now. It's fucked up. So I'm just reaching out to the people that can spare a couple bucks to sign up. Even if maybe you're not even interested in the private show, but you want to support us, you could sign up for like $10 for like there's annual subscriptions, and you can be in the fan chat during the live stream through Patreon. If you sign up for like $10, you get a whole year of that. Or it's just a $1 a month to be in the chat that you see on the screen here. You know, right there.
Saban97 asks, was Rogan censored? Did he quit? Or what exactly? I've never used Spotify.
It was a technical issue, and everyone used this today, so I used it too. It's clickbait, guys. It's clickbait.
Gonet says, or
But it
like
did
Drake,
happen.
and put hot sauce in the condom afterwards. Yeah, Drake puts hot sauce in his condom so that girls can't steal his cum.
Is that true?
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Well, so it destroys the cum, and they can't
Hold
steal
on,
his
though.
cum and make
Doesn't
a
it
baby.
burn his pee-pee hole?
Well, he puts it in afterwards when he's done with the condom.
Oh.
So the girls don't trifle around in his garbage can and
To try and impregnate themselves?
Yeah, that's what they do. They try and have a baby by
That's
Drake.
insane.
Yeah. Could you imagine having...
He just needs, like, a cum safe where he can lock it away.
Could you imagine trusting a girl to be intimate with and then not being able to trust her afterwards when she steals your cummies? That's terrible. I would get sick to my stomach if I knew I let a girl get intimate in my life and then she would steal from me.
Everyone, please like the stream and do us a favor. Chuck us a couple bucks towards the goal or gain a whole bunch of amazing perks signing up for Patreon. You know?
Do us a favor. Down there.
In a week, less than a week, we have a big show coming up here. I've been working like crazy getting it set up. We've got a lot of crazy shit going on you don't want to miss. Sign up now. Or die in Minecraft. We'll have to pick a start time eventually, though.
For episode 1000?
Yeah. Do we want to start at the regular time or maybe slightly early?
I think Scott was saying him and Adam might come in the night before.
Yeah, so
Jeff is going to be in the night before.
Everyone will be here already.
We could have a earlier start time.
Yeah, I think so.
That way we could wrap up episode 1000 early enough that we could all go out and have cheeseburgers.
I mean, like, Dick's is open until 2 a.m.
I was thinking like a 7 p.m. dinner with the boys after
Oh
episode
my God.
1000.
You're such a downer, man.
Go get the...
I bought a bunch of beer, actually.
What?
Yeah, I bought a bunch of beer for everyone.
Did you buy good beer?
Yes, actually.
Interesting.
Yeah, Hales Ales.
Palladium?
Well, that's where the wrestling events go. At the Hales Palladium. Hales Ales Palladium.
Hales Ales.
Yeah, when I bought the beer, I was like, holy shit, this is where Scott wrestles. And I did have beer there that night. It was very good.
Breakfast buffet.
Hey. We still haven't done that because Billy can't wake up early enough to drive to Bellevue before that place closes.
Yeah. Some days I drive to Bellevue early to go play Magic the Gathering cards.
See, you could do it. You could do breakfast
I was
buffet.
thinking if I was doing it on a Magic the Gathering card day, I could go to the breakfast buffet and then go to the Magic cards right afterwards.
I'll meet up with you there.
That was my plan for the breakfast buffet.
You know what? I learned a new advantage of having this kind of phone that I have now. You know how there's 2 screens on it? There's like the big ass screen.
Yeah. Have you showed the audience this damn phone
I
yet?
haven't. So I got this phone. There's like the big screen, and then you can close it, and there's a little screen. Here's the thing, though. There's a selfie mode where you can take a picture from like the really awesome camera, and it turns on this screen so you can see yourself.
Oh, that's dope.
In that,
I like that a lot actually because you know me in selfies. Sometimes
I know
my front camera.
That's why I told you.
Sometimes my front camera is just not hitting like the back camera does.
Yeah.
But that's kind of tight.
Here, let me see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes me look fat, dude.
I don't know, man.
Maybe I'm just fat, dude.
Is it too high def?
I probably
Hold on. How would you take your own photo? Then?
Here, let me. Which button do I press to take a
Please
photo?
Don't drop it.
Which button do I press?
I think you can. I think you should be able to press one on your own face, right? Yeah, there you go. Do you have to press it there? I think there is.
I'm not sure, but that's probably the angle I would take my selfie from.
I think you can assign one of the buttons.
Should you show the audience how I took a selfie and how cute it looked?
Let me see. There's like a weird ceiling photo. Let me
a Malenkaya lady, Malenkaya lady. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but I'm gonna read that entire message because it was a nice, sweet message.
Look at that.
Look at that guy right there.
Look at that screen.
That's how I would take my selfie. Malankaya Letty says, long time viewer. Haven't tipped in a while. Times are tough for everyone. Today was payday, and I'm feeling generous. Love both you sweet boys and the hours of entertainment that I've gotten from your podcast. Hey, thank you for hanging. Thank you for the dono. As much as we love all the support monetarily, like just watching and engaging and all that, it does help. Like you're part of this whole process by just being here and hanging out and enjoying. So thank you for that too, everybody.
Yes. Holy shit.
Billy, do you have a plan if World War III breaks out? Probably
We're getting close.
Probably going to figure out which side is the Nazis and offer myself to testing with that side, like the scientific testing. I feel like they'll be able to get through the bureaucratic blue tape that has kept me from being a super soldier. I'll be like, look, Nazis, I'm sure you got a super soldier program that involves burning a ton of calories in order to give somebody their super powers. And I have a lot of extra calories to deal with. Ben, it looks like I'm on that screen too. It's a show with two Billies. Now we're going to get some donos. A show with two Billies is a good double the donos. Yeah, I don't care if World War III breaks out.
No, we're doing a private stream. If any of you can just spare $5, you can. I mean, you don't have to stay next month. You have plenty of time to cancel. You've got nothing to lose if you just sign up for tonight. And we're doing another one before the end of this month. Also,
yeah, tonight's a great night to sign up for the $5 show because you get a second $5 show, the actual Mania coming up this month.
Yes.
That's pretty damn good. That right there, my friends.
That's a deal.
Anonymous Rando says World War III is coming soon.
It might be. I mean, there's a very good chance it is. I will say, but who knows?
What were the best things to come out of the World War I and World War II? Like there had to have been some good stuff, right?
Well, there was a huge investment in internal infrastructure after the World Wars. There was also, it wasn't as detrimental. It was almost somewhat helpful to the economy.
Yeah.
It was just handled very differently. It wasn't a loan from China, basically. Like our wars started becoming like money loaned to us from other countries.
Riley says, I'll sub when Billy puts out a new album. I was actually
That's
talking.
a lot of work, though.
I was talking to my friend Deranged Pit today, and he sent me a beat, and we might be putting out a
he came in here
little
one
EP.
time.
Yeah, he's a good dude, big old Seahawks fan, rapper.
I wish we
funny
could just
guy.
like set up Hannibal's shit. Like,
he's not bringing it, is he?
no, how could he on an airplane?
I wonder what he has. That's
He probably has
portable
a
for making
pocket
stuff.
thing, right?
He probably has something. You said it right. Hey, I know it took me like 7 times to say it, so I'll assume that one of the last one I said was right. Malankaya Letty. It sounds so wrong to me, but cheers. Michael Pepper coming on as a $10 patron. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody so much. You don't even know how much I appreciate you. I appreciate you this many times this many. That's
10
a lot.
times? Or 50?
10 times as many times as I clap my hands.
I don't remember, but it was
Yeah.
like 50. Like
Yeah, I was
60.
hoping I wouldn't have to put a number on it. That's why I did the hand thing.
Infinite.
Well, I figured
He never stopped, actually. He's
better-
still doing it.
under the table. That's like my legs
Under
aren't
the
shaking.
table?
It's my hands are just keep clapping under the table.
You want to puff on a doobie?
Hell no.
Why not?
So I'm the type of guy that doesn't need weed. I'm already
Breathe
live.
it in.
I'm already live.
Here, hold this. It's the Olympic torch.
Not me.
You probably do get high in here anyway, right?
Sometimes I've gotten contacts, but not often. B. Vargas says, you know what's dangerous, though? Nukes and fanaticism, particularly religious fanaticism, where they feel they may be fulfilling some kind of doomsday prophecy. Factor in mental illness, too. Always, that's a risk. That's a risk on the local level with mass murder events, you know? Become a patron. You'll grow your brain 4 sizes. Yeah, you'll grow your brain 4 sizes, but you'll grow your penis 2 sizes.
It's really
and y'all need 2 more size penis than 4 size brain.
It's really weird living in New Mexico because there are missile ranges just outside of Albuquerque. And there's White Sands Missile Range, and there's Sandia Labs where they make a lot of the nuclear weapons. And just outside of Albuquerque, there's the Sandia Mountains and the Manzano Mountains, and they almost touch each other. They're like right next to each other. And the Manzano area is mostly owned by the military because there's like missile range. It's a missile range. Like they will launch the nukes from that shit. Yeah, it's crazy.
Venom says, Billy, I love you. You are the best. I know when you say that, you mean it. I'm crying on the inside. I appreciate it.
Yeah, right here.
Sandia Base was the principal nuclear weapon installation of the United States Department of Defense from 1946 to 1971. It was located on the southeastern edge of Albuquerque, New Mexico for 25 years. The top secret Sandia Base and its subsidiary installation, Manzano Base, carried on the atomic weapons research, development, design, testing, and training commenced by the Manhattan Project during World War II.
Why are they acting like it's not active anymore? Like people work there still.
Because it's probably no longer a government facility, and it's probably a private structure now.
That has nukes in it?
According to Tim Pool, that's...
Oh, well, I don't believe in that at all.
Leslie Groves and Robert Oppenheimer. Thank you, Oppenheimer. The Oppenheimer Fund.
Albuquerque is incredibly influenced by the feds. I mean, I think like 40% of the state is owned by the feds. But when the further you go west, the more land per state is federal and not privately owned. And the western states are, especially like the desert ones, where there's a lot of empty space, is all federal land. Nevada, I think Nevada is like 80 or 90% federal land. Like the privately owned parts of Nevada are just like around Vegas, around Reno, like peppered here and there, but it's almost all federal land. But if you go out to like, Pennsylvania, hardly any of that is federal land.
Most of it's Amish land.
Not most of it, but there's a lot of it there. And they call them Dutch, by the way, but they're not actually Dutch. They're German.
They call them the Dutch Amish?
Well, they call them the Pennsylvania Dutch.
Oh, yeah.
And it's because people got confused. They got the word Deutsch confused with Dutch.
And the Pennsylvania Dutch didn't bother to correct anybody because they didn't give a fuck about anybody.
No, because they're like, oh, well.
They're like, we don't care. We're minding our own business. We like to soak. You know the Amish practice of soaking?
Deutschland.
Are you familiar with the Amish practice of soaking?
No.
It's where they slide their penis into the women and just they don't move it in and out. There's no friction. They just let it sit inside and soak.
I don't want to know this.
And that's their way of having some penetration without the hurting themselves in the eyes of the Lord.
I'm going to put you up here and I'm going to go.
They soak. It's crazy. It's crazy. They're allowed to just slide their penises into the vagina as long as they don't create friction, and God's not mad at it. If I was your God and you were doing that, I'd be mad that you weren't just going all the way. Like, don't just the tip on the name of religion. That's the Mormons. They do that too. I thought the Amish did. I watched the hardcore Amish reality show and they were talking about it. Pretty sure it was the Amish. Soaking to the east, soaking to the west. What's up, sweet girl? Hello, everybody. Cheers. I soak it to the girl that I love best. And then you just let it sit in there. You're like, better not move it. God will crucify you. But God don't mind if you slide it in. What the hell, man? You can have someone else bounce on the bed to create motion. That's true. That's true. They have like low-key prostitution. Like on the reality show I saw, I'm pretty sure they had a soak house where this fat Amish lady would let you come in and soak, and then she'd like have someone jump on the bed, or she would jump on the bed to create movement and friction. You say soaking is an urban legend. Why did they talk about it in the reality show? Billy, what hair products do you use? I mean, I don't believe in God, but he does my hair. I just wash and rinse. And I use whatever shampoo I have on hand. Currently, I've been using this stuff that Joe's mom gets, and it's like tingly. It was very nice. Bunding is real? I don't know about any of this. Amish Mafia, that was the show, yeah. Yeah, I saw it on Amish Mafia. So unless they were creating friction, unless they were creating fiction, I mean, not friction. The bouncing would create friction. Unless they were creating fiction, then I don't know. Hey, Billy, I found out a gift card today. It was a Target gift card, and I quickly put that credit on my account. I think finding gift cards with money on them is my new mutant ability. Free $6.53. Yeah, you gave me a whole free $25 at Chipotle. That was awesome. I copped a couple of nice bowls, a couple of thicky bowls. It was good. Venom says, would you believe me if I said you are a beautiful boy, Billy? It's true. I am. I don't have to believe you, but I do. Unfortunately, enough people told me that I have to believe it. I'd be a sick son of a bitch if I started doubting the huge amount of people that called me beautiful. You're beautiful. I just want you to know. You're my favorite curl. I should let my curls down. You guys, I'm looking at the curls on the cartoon behind me, and they're flowing out the side. If I had them out like this, maybe it would cover the face and look like I had a huge curly hairs. That'd be cute. That'd be so cute. If I was Amish, I would like to be named Hamish. Hamish the Amish. I got my head stuck between the floor and the wall of a bouncy castle when I was like 4. It was scary as hell. Hey, come to Jesus right now. Tell me all your worst fears, guys. We are so close to tonight's private show.
Very close. The links are live, everyone. Live. This is going to be a Cobstravaganza.
I myself am going to use the restroom.
Yeah, do your
So I don't
thing.
know if you're going to wrap the show up and start the next one, but if you do, I'll see you guys in the private show.
Yeah, everyone sign up. I'm going to get everything prepared for that. If you guys want to sign up, it really helps out the show. Things on the Patreon have gone downhill. So if you could help us out, we would really appreciate it. Thanks, everyone who already signed up. This has been great. And everyone like the stream, please, also. We're not quite done yet, but it's going to start really soon. You should go there. It's on Vimeo. We don't need to worry about YouTube rules. It's pretty great. You get a little wasted. It's a fun time. Everyone, sign up. Link in the description. We will see you there. It's time to go. Good night.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Drunken peasants. Drunken peasants. Drunken peasants. Drunken peasants. From the strangest corners of the internet, gonna get TP'd by Billy and Ben. You know where you can find them at. Get ready, cause they're gonna kick your drunken peasants. Drunken peasants. Drunken peasants. Drunken peasants.